For over 4,500 years, they've stood as monuments to human ambition. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. But what if I told you the real story is far more fascinating than any of these theories? But here's the question that's haunted historians for centuries. Who actually built these impossible structures? Hollywood says aliens. Popular culture claims enslaved masses dragged massive stones across the desert under the whip. Ancient astronaut theorists insist advanced technology was involved. Today, we uncovering the untold story of the pyramid builders, and it's going to shatter everything you think you know about ancient Egypt. Before we dive into the mystery, let's understand what we're dealing with. The answer lies buried in the sands of Giza, literally. The Egyptians built over 100 pyramids across nearly 1,000 years. I know. Hollywood has burned this image into our brains. These were the graves of honored workers, buried with dignity and respect. Many showed signs of medical care for work-related injuries. Broken bones had been set and healed. These people were cared for, not worked to death. But here's the problem. There's absolutely zero archaeological evidence for this. Slaves don't get royal treatment in death. These were skilled workers, valued members of society. This was a construction industry that operated on an industrial scale with consistent quality and innovation. The Great Pyramid of Giza isn't just big, it's mind-bogglingly precise. Meet the citizens of Khufu, the village of Khufu, a purpose-built town that housed up to 20,000 workers during the Great Pyramid's construction. They were built by us, by human beings at their most ambitious, most innovative, most cooperative. They were built by farmers who became skilled workers, by engineers who pushed the boundaries of what was possible, by communities that came together to create something immortal. This wasn't a slave camp. This was ancient Egypt's equivalent of a modern company town. It reminds us that when we combine vision, innovation, and collaboration, we can quite literally move mountains. Think about the thousands of individuals who looked at the impossible and said, "We can do this." Think about the human story, our story, written in stone for eternity. This monument contains 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 80 tons. It was the tallest human-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years. They left graffiti on the pyramid blocks, ancient tags marking which team had placed each stone. This wasn't forced labor. This was competitive pride and craftsmanship. At the top were the architects and engineers, master builders who understood advanced mathematics, astronomy, and engineering principles that wouldn't be fully understood again for millennia, and scaffolding systems and metal workers who maintained thousands of tools. This was paid employment, not slavery. Workers received wages in bread, beer, meat, and garlic, and according to ancient records, they consumed massive quantities. These weren't unskilled laborers. They were ancient Egypt's equivalent of aerospace engineers. The base is level 2 within just 2.1 centimeters. The sides align to true north with an accuracy of 3/60th of a degree. In the 1990s, archaeologists made a groundbreaking discovery near the Giza pyramids. They found the remains of a workers' village, and what they discovered there changed everything. To put that in perspective, this level of precision wouldn't be matched again until modern surveying equipment was invented. We're talking about accuracy that would make today's engineers proud, achieved with copper tools and rope. But here's what really blows my mind. This wasn't a one-off achievement. So who were the masterminds behind this ancient engineering marvel? Let's start by destroying the biggest myth. Pyramids were not built by slaves. In fact, the evidence points in the complete opposite direction. The workers' cemetery contained over 600 graves. These weren't the graves of enslaved people. Even more telling, the workers were buried with bread, beer, and meat, expensive provisions for the afterlife. But if slaves didn't build the pyramids, then who did? The real pyramid builders were something unprecedented in human history. The world's first organized construction workforce. The workforce was organized with military precision. Below them were skilled craftsmen, stonemasons who could cut granite with copper tools, carpenters who built the massive ramps. But the majority of the workforce consisted of seasonal workers, farmers who worked on the pyramids during the Nile's flood season when they couldn't work their fields. The most fascinating discovery? The workers organized themselves into competing teams with names like Friends of Khufu and Drunkards of Menkaure. So who really built the pyramids? Not aliens, not slaves. The Great Pyramid stands today not as a monument to royal power, but as testament to human potential. The next time you see the pyramids, don't think about aliens or enslaved masses.